Today, we're going to be sharing with you some Myrtle Beach slang that you need to know for your next visit to Myrtle Beach. It's well known that the Myrtle Beach area has a unique culture that's not quite like any other vacation destination in the world. But what some visitors don't realize is that our little slice of oceanfront paradise has a language all its own. Lying somewhere between Charleston's uppity southern chic and backwoods South Carolina's down-home slang, the local parlance can be a bit tricky at first, but don't worry. Once you learn the basics, you'll feel like a local in no time flat. Here's a variety of useful, interesting, and even downright silly local terms and slang words you might hear during your next vacation to Myrtle Beach. We'll start with the Redneck Riviera. Despite claims by the Emerald Coast and Florida Panhandle and Panama City who try to claim this term, anyone who has visited the area knows that this beloved nickname really belongs to Myrtle Beach. Don't believe us? Take it straight from the mouth of country music star John Rich, who has a trademark on the term. He said, "You know, they call Myrtle Beach the Redneck Riviera. I've always thought that was one of the greatest phrases ever. So I trademarked the phrase and created a whole lifestyle line," he once said in an interview. Jeff Foxworthy has also coined Myrtle Beach the Redneck Riviera in the past. Next, we're going to talk about Restaurant Row. This is situated in a sort of no man's land between Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach. It is a strip of US 17 known for traditionally having one of the highest density of restaurants along the Grand Strand. This northernmost part of Myrtle Beach is known as Restaurant Row. Here you'll find a buffet of enormous 120-item seafood buffets, including the original Benjamin's Calabash seafood. Next, we're going to talk about the Waterway. Known to most as the Atlantic Intracoastal Waterway, this is a 3,000-mile inland waterway that runs parallel to the coast of the Atlantic Ocean and to the Gulf of Mexico. Around here, it's often called the Intercoastal or simply the Waterway, but the correct term is the Intracoastal Waterway. It empties into the Atlantic Ocean on the northern end at Little River and on the southern end of the Grand Strand into the Winyah Bay down near Georgetown. In addition to being a setting for some of the backdrop, luxurious homes and golf courses our area has to offer, the waterway also offers tons of natural beauty and also serves as a playground for water sports enthusiasts. On any given day, you can experience top-notch thrills via speedboats, jet skis, or jetpacks, or simply relax on a pontoon boat, a kayak, a guided paddleboard tour, or a romantic dinner cruise. The Golden Mile, a stretch of Ocean Boulevard where you'll find some of the most luxurious beachfront homes, some valued upwards of $4 to $5 million. Nicknamed the Golden Mile, this prestigious area runs from 31st Avenue North to 52nd Avenue North. Since it is mostly free from the high-rise hotels, this can be a nice area to find less crowded stretches of beach by parking at one of the several public beach accesses here. This is also a clean and safe place if you are a jogger or would just simply like to take a nice relaxing walk. Calabash Style, a distinctive style of fried seafood popularized by restaurants in the Calabash, North Carolina area, located just over the North Carolina border north of Little River. Using cornmeal as the base for its batter instead of flour, this style was invented by a pair of families, the Becks and the Colemans, who ran fish camps in the area in the 1930s and later opened restaurants in the 1940s. Over the decades, this style has expanded beyond the borders of Calabash, now known as the seafood capital of the world, and is served in restaurants and buffets across the Grand Strand. You'll find several places using it as their namesake, including the original Benjamin's Calabash seafood, also Krabby Mike's Calabash seafood in Surfside. Sweet tea. A southern staple of the highest order, sweet tea is the only acceptable form of iced tea that should be consumed while visiting the Myrtle Beach area. Though you will find many Myrtle Beach restaurants do maybe offer an unsweetened version for those Yankees, no self-respecting local would be caught dead drinking this pale and bitter imitation of what we call real tea. As proof to how seriously Southerners take this allegiance to the sugary substance, a 2003 bill in Georgia suggested making it a misdemeanor for restaurants serving iced tea to not offer sweet tea as well as unsweet. And that's the tea, sis. Fixin'. A prominent South Carolinian saying for when one is about to, preparing to, or planning to do something at a later time, such as, I'm fixin' to go to the store. I'm fixin' to make us breakfast.
Perhaps a little more room here for the fixins. You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh, we're gonna have a lot of fixins?
We're gonna have so many fixins.
Kakalaki. This is a common local parlance that is used interchangeably with the word Carolina, referring most commonly, but not limited to, the states of South Kakalaki and North Kakalaki. Some would claim this designation is reserved only for those residing north of the North Carolina-South Carolina state line, but those people would be incorrect. Sandlapper. Also known as a clay eater or a dirt eater, this term usually refers to a low-class, countrified, usually white person from backwoods South Carolina, North Carolina, or Georgia. Often farmers or rural poor, this term likely comes from people who literally ate dirt and clay to supplement their otherwise meager diet. As someone that grew up in South Carolina, this was actually new for me to learn because I grew up believing that as South Carolinians we are called Sandlappers. There was a show on PBS that I used to watch all the time, and it was about Sandlappers, and I will never forget the theme song. Yes, we're good Sandlappers. Yes, we're good Sandlappers. If anybody knows what that show was, please let me know because I'd like to look it up for old time's sake. Next, we're going to talk about the Palmetto Bug. Despite South Carolinians' best efforts to make them sound cute, Palmetto Bug really refers to a big, ugly cockroach. According to Orkin.com, the term is a general name commonly used to refer to several species of cockroaches in the southern U.S., including the Florida woods cockroach. This bug, which can measure up to 2 inches long, and when alarmed, it can eject an extremely foul-smelling directional spray up to 1 meter. So needless to say, avoid these little guys at all costs. And lastly, and if you have not heard of this term before, maybe you should reconsider coming to Myrtle Beach, but everyone here refers to Myrtle Beach as the Dirty Myrtle. In addition to beloved monikers like the golf capital of the world, the Grand Strand, which sound very appealing, and then not so appealing, the Redneck Riviera, the area has also picked up several not-so-friendly nicknames, including Dirty Myrtle and the Dirtle, referring to the less desirable aspects of beach life. Though the predominance of family-friendly fun throughout the area means you can easily have a vacation without experiencing the more adult side of the Grand Strand, the allure of tourism dollars has also drawn plenty of vice-based entrepreneurs to town. Whether it's the boulevard's mildly annoying t-shirt shops with crass sayings, or head shops peddling ninja stars, or outright seedy gentlemen's clubs, and after-hour bars, it's best to avoid the Dirty Myrtle whenever possible. If you think of any other terms that you feel are important to know before you visit this little region of the country here, leave it down in the comments and let us know what you think. Thanks for listening.